is going on? What simulation is this? What timeline are we in? Like, mom, pick me up. I'm scared. I don't want to play anymore. Like, what is happening?
While I don't particularly care about her becoming MAGA, I do find his tears slightly delicious. Nicki Minaj is going MAGA, and her woke fans aren't coping well. Plus, a scandal at CBS News and 60 Minutes, and Ben Shapiro versus Candace Owens gets even more messy and unhinged. We're going to break this all down and so much more in today's episode of the Brad versus Everyone podcast, my daily show where I cover the craziest from across the internet and social media, all from an independent political perspective. Guys, I am on the road. We are back in Michigan visiting family for the holidays. So back at my old house, and not with my usual setup or anything, but it's all in flux anyway. So bear with me, and hopefully we can still bring you a decent show. Heads up, we're going to do shows Monday, Tuesday, and maybe Friday, but I'm definitely taking Wednesday and Thursday off this week to be with the fam, and hopefully you guys will get some quality family time as well, away from all the constant drama that is now our constant political discourse. And now, without further ado, let's just get into it, because wow, what a weekend from Turning Point USA, the right-wing group founded, of course, by Charlie Kirk, who was killed months ago. And they just had their huge AmFest conference. I know some people that were there, but apparently it was popping, and they brought out some huge personalities to argue with each other and take shots at each other, and also a surprise celebrity guest in Nicki Minaj, the famous rapper and international superstar who is certainly controversial. We actually talked about on the show. She's weighed into politics a little bit and suggested that she's a Trump supporter now. She's taken shots at California Governor Gavin Newsom for his promotion of transitioning kids and all of that, which I talked about. I think she got a point on some of that. But anyway, she just came out as a surprise guest at AmFest to sit down with Erika Kirk in an unscripted exchange, shall we say. It went not amazing, but it was certainly impactful and powerful. And her fans and people on the internet, they're not coping well with a major pop star and celebrity going MAGA like this. They're used to having that cadre of elite society all on their side, and they really can't handle it when somebody breaks the mold and goes in a different direction. Anyway, guys, let's watch a clip from her talking to Erika Kirk at the Turning Point event.
For young men.
And for young men, don't be new scum. Yes. See, dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president.
I want to pause because Nicki is about to make an unfortunate blunder that people are mostly focusing on, but I do want to talk about this part of her remarks. Listen, I think Gavin Newsom has been a terrible governor. I think he's a pretty bad politician in many ways. But like the new scum thing, I just find it tiring. And I just want to make this point. This is a critique I have for conservatives and Republicans that I've had for a long time. They love to tell liberal celebrities, for example, LeBron James, most famously, Fox News says, shut up and dribble, right? The idea is stay in your lane, don't get political. And that is kind of this idea when we make fun of liberal, woke, elite, out-of-touch celebrities who have no idea what they're talking about and aren't good at politics, don't have complex understandings of things. And I tend to agree with conservatives on that point. Like, I really don't care what these people have to say about these topics. But then thus the absolute second, the moment that any kind of conservative or Republican-leaning celebrity comes out and admits their views, they are the hottest thing on the right wing, and they just love them. They have a celebrity worship at the same time that they're saying, nobody should care what celebrities think. Until a celebrity agrees with them, then it's like, listen up, everybody worship this celebrity. That's why I'm just not here one way or another. I am indifferent towards Nicki Minaj. I don't think that she has political insights really to be offering in one direction or the other. And I think she has some personal baggage she should probably focus on, because apparently her husband can't go within a certain distance of a school. So I personally would not be uplifting her as the new hero, but this is what they do. And it is a frustration I have with Republicans. They are hypocritical like this. They bash celebrities, tell them to stay in their lane, stay out of politics, until one of them becomes MAGA or becomes Republican. Then it's like, oh, guys, drop everything. Let's go listen. And then when she says young men should look at Donald Trump as a role model, I don't quite agree with that for a lot of reasons. I don't want to derail everything and get into that. But of course, what's about to come next is the part where she says something awkward and it all unfolds. We'll watch that. But first, guys, do make sure to subscribe, to hit the like button. And the number one way to support my content and help me critique both sides from an independent perspective, because you can't just chase the algorithm and just appease to one side and do what I do, is to become a channel member. You'll unlock early access to exclusive ad-free, full-length episodes as a member. So many of you have signed up in recent weeks. It is much appreciated. And I also think I'm going to start reading some member comments on air as well. So thank you guys for that. Now let's listen to what Nicki says next. And I felt bad for her for this because she didn't mean to say this the way that it came out. Let's listen.
And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
Ooh.
Trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine.
So, in case you missed it, what just happened here is that Nicki has said this before, like J.D. Vance is an assassin. She's saying he's like a really good debater, or he's really fierce. He's a killer politically. But of course, it's a regrettable word choice, given that she is sitting across from Erika Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk, whose husband was just assassinated. To me, it's just a snafu. It's just a mix-up. People misspeak sometimes. They don't quite think through their exact word choice, and it's not that deep or anything like that. But it was, of course, a moment that has been seized on and is going viral, and unfortunately could fuel some of the conspiracy-minded people in some ways. But anyway, I think this is an interesting development, obviously, to see her embrace MAGA. It shows to me the diversification of the Republican coalition, because you do have all sorts of people feeling like they can be a part of this. And I think that's a good thing in a certain way, for sure. At the same time, though, I don't believe in like celebrity worship or that they really have any insights to offer on politics. So I'm not wildly excited about it. I don't really care, but I am enjoying the tears of just online left-wing personalities are so used to having every celebrity fully bought in on their agenda and on their side. They're just not used to anybody disagreeing with them. That's like they idolize. Whereas if you are more right-leaning, that's just been normal for you. Like you're used to knowing that the actors and singers and whatever, mostly of them disagree with you and have different values. And a lot of them even judge you and think your values are evil or what are wrong or what have you. Well, I'm used to that as somebody traditionally right-leaning or center-right, but they are not used to that. And so I'm going to play you one TikToker's video where he's just losing it, just not coping well with Nicki's political evolution. And while I don't particularly care about her becoming MAGA, I do find his tears slightly delicious. And those of other barbs who feel upset that their star might not have the same far left values as them. Let's watch.
What the f is going on? What simulation is this? What timeline are we in? Like, mom, pick me up. I'm scared. I don't want to play anymore. Like, what the f is happening? Every single day, there's some new bullshit headline that literally would not have made any sense even a year ago. What do you mean Nicki Minaj and Erika Kirk take the stage together at Turning Point USA America Fest? Because that's a thing. Because that's obviously a huge event that we should all be paying attention to. What the f is happening? Sydney Sweeney, MAGA, conservative as f, like, okay, kind of expected that. Nicki Minaj? No! Not in a million years! Nicki Minaj is somebody I have looked up to literally my entire life. I wrote my college essay about this woman. But up until like a year ago, I can't associate with this person anymore. And I'm so angry about it. I just don't understand how this right-wing MAGA bullshit mental virus has penetrated so far to convert Nicki Minaj into a conservative. 2008 to 2019, Nicki Minaj would have eaten this Nicki for lunch. Easy. And she probably would have dissed Erika Kirk in a verse and put her back in the upside down where she belongs. Like, I'm just And I just don't understand who Nicki is trying to appeal to, because 99.9% of her audience is not going to see this and be like, oh my god, yes, like Nicki standing up for what's right, Erika and Nicki, girl power. What is the saying, you live long enough to see your hero become the villain? Because like, yeah, that's what's happening right now. I'm just so mad that I have idolized this woman for so long, and now I literally want nothing to do with her.
He doesn't seem to get it or to be taking the appropriate lessons away from this at all, in my view, because it's fascinating to me that he doesn't realize, well, maybe I shouldn't be worshiping these celebrities like this. Maybe I shouldn't be developing such parasocial relationships with people I've never met, where like somehow who they vote for or support has this profound effect on me. He's like, no, I just can't believe she would betray me like this and leave me devastated. Like, well, maybe that you shouldn't be devastated by this. Maybe, have you ever thought about that maybe you could be the problem here? And I love how he finds it crazy how anyone could be conservative now. He's like, how are so many people just becoming conservative? It's like, I don't agree with President Trump on a lot of things. I disagree with the modern Republican movement in a lot of ways, but it's like not hard for me to understand how people gravitated towards it after years of inflation, immigration chaos, insufferable woke insanity, radicalism, like abolishing gender and transitioning minors, and all of this stuff was pushed so hard and so fast, all while crazy authoritarian pandemic policies were put in place by the Democrats. And then a few years later, they're like shocked that a lot of people are right-wing now. I'm not. How could you be shocked? This is predictable. When you push American politics far into one extreme, it's going to swing back the other way. And now I hope that we could land somewhere in the middle on a lot of this stuff, because I think we're in some ways going too far in the other direction. But it's not shocking, if you've been paying attention, that people, especially successful people, would not be happy with how things were done. He's like, why would anyone not have loved all of this stuff we were doing while we were in charge? Sir, really? You still don't get it? You still can't understand? That is incredibly out of touch. And it's also interesting when they say like, well, who does she think this is going to appeal to? Doesn't she realize that her fans are POC, her fans are trans, her fans are gay? Well, first off, a lot of them are like agreeing with her low key. Not most. I wouldn't say all or most, but like a significant percentage of them are probably not woke anymore either. But also, not everybody calculates their values just based on what's going to be popular. Do you not understand? Especially if there's a religious element to this for Nicki, which I believe that there is, then it's not going to be about just what will make her fans happy. It'll be like what she truly believes. And I probably don't agree with a lot of that if she's going full MAGA, but at least I can respect her embracing her beliefs and standing on business. I agree. It's not going to be a popular thing for a lot of her fans, but that doesn't make her wrong. And that doesn't mean it's the wrong thing to do morally, right? Just popularity contest is not how you're supposed to decide your political values. But they just see it as like a marketing move, or like, doesn't she realize this is going to make people on Twitter really mad? And it has. The Twitter posts are crazy that are getting millions of views from the Nicki Minaj fans and all that, because she has this unhinged fandom, and a lot of them are super online woke people. But also, who knows, what the actual extent that translates to like real world album sales and other things, or boycotts, is hard to measure, and often not that much. You look at like, whether it's conservatives saying they're going to boycott Netflix, and then Netflix stock dips a little and then just recovers, or you look at, oh, woke people are all boycotting Target because they don't do hardcore DEI anymore, and then Target just does just fine. It's like a lot of this online backlash doesn't always translate to real world success anyway. So Nicki might just be fine, actually. And I'm so sorry this happened to you, Noah, but I think you're going to be okay. And that's what I like. I want to hold their hand when I'm telling them this, but it's like, if this is really affecting you that profoundly, you need to like reflect on that, because that's actually a bigger problem than anything that's happening here. It's not that big a deal if one singer agrees with a different side than you. People like me have been dealing with that our whole lives, and somehow we're just fine. What do you guys think about Nicki Minaj's evolution? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, yada, yada, yada. Please become a channel member if you can, to support my commentary and unlock ad-free full early access episodes. And regardless, thanks so much. Hit the like button, all of that.